Testing. 1, 2, 3. People out there, if you can hear us, smack that pizza emoji in the chat. I don't know. Hopefully it's working. You got it. Someone will have it pulled up. I don't know. Concurrent viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to kick off JBuck live soon with some special guests because we are live on location of the SoCo show. If you can't hear us, that is a problem. Biden 2020, Crunchy coming in here with the hot takes. Ooh. It's not even a hot take. Hey, we got pizza in the chat, so that means he can hear us. All right. Good.
Very, very
do you guys want to sing the intro because I don't have it?
You don't have the intro song?
No, I don't have it with me. All right.
I don't think I know the JBL one.
I'll sometimes read off. Like that? I'll sometimes read off the words that appear on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Funny guy.
Okay, I'm gonna rotate this over. Boom. All right, people. What is going on? Camera up there. I'm always used to. I don't know where it's at. We are live on location. Welcome to JBuck Live. We're on the streets. We took this show on the road with some special guests. This is live in
Bend.
Live in Bend. Well, I was going to say SoCo Studios. This is the SoCo Show Studios and everything like that. But it's just not myself. It's not this whole setup. We have some goons over here in the sidecar. Who do we got? Let's see if this OBS works.
Oh,
Boom!
shit!
Boom! Look at this. Look at this. We got live on JBL.
Hi, Mom.
The SoCo Show. Boom, boom. We have Cody and we have Seth. What is going on, fellas?
Oh, you know.
Living
a vacation life.
Yes. We have Seth and myself have come out to Bend, Oregon to visit Cody where we've been on vacation. I'm sure you guys are asking all of the movies we have watched, and I think we've watched 2.
2 movies?
Yeah, we've been here 5 days already, and we've watched 2 movies.
Wait, 3. We
3 days?
3. Yeah, 3 movies.
Oh, and 3 days. I was like, 3 days.
They were all for content.
Yeah, they were. Nope. Anyways, though, people, we will be going down some news items. It's going to be way more laid-back type of show because, again, this isn't the normal setup. You two chuckleheads are here, so we'll have some fun stuff to talk about. But if you people in the chat have any topics, questions, anything for myself or the SoCo show, let us know, and we will... We'll talk about it because, again, it's going to be... Cody is even in the chat. He is here in the sidecar, and he's here in the chat. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about what we've been up to for vacation, I guess? Honestly... yeah, exactly. That's the funny thing. Is that it's literally like a 30-second conversation because we have played a lot of Mario Party. Mm-hmm. We have eaten a lot of food.
Yeah.
We've eaten a lot. We've eaten horribly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my body is less healthy than it was a week ago.
Yeah.
And that's okay because it's vacation. And that's the thing that I've been thinking about is like.
Well, not for you. You're
I'm
on part vacation.
I'm on vacation from work, and so like for me. The fact that we've done nothing means that it was a well-spent vacation. Like, I think too many people think that you have to... And I used to be one of those people, like, you have to do on vacation. Mm-hmm. And we have done the exact opposite of that. Mm-hmm. And some people would be like, what, you guys are boring. You didn't do anything for 5 days. But we're like, no, we did nothing for 5 days.
Well, that's the thing is, like, if you go on a vacation, the vacations you mentioned are usually how all of mine go. Mm-hmm. So I have to have a vacation from my vacation, where it's literally, like, 2 days of... nothing. Mm-hmm. Literally sleeping, playing video games, doing something else. You know. So yeah, honestly, I've been very relaxed. So thank you for the host and thank you for your presence, I guess. I don't know. Who do we got here? Nolan is saying Jared cheats at Mario Party. Untrue. These two guys have been cheating this whole weekend. I'm playing by the rules.
If the rules are to lose to me, then
whatever.
No, actually, you won.
Yeah.
You won the most?
I think I won the most because I'm the best.
Yeah, you're up like three to. I only have 1 win. So if anyone out there is claiming I'm a cheater, definitely not me. Let's see here. Tyler says you got your friends trapped in a box. Yeah, you guys. That's who's in the box this week.
How did we get into this?
We're in that segment.
Yep. And then my vacation is doing nothing too. Yeah, that's exactly what. I mean, when we were talking about going on a hike, I was like, this couch is pretty nice. So yeah, we haven't really done much of anything. But what have you all in the chat been watching, doing, everything like that? I mean, I don't know. Just kind of relaxing, I guess. Got some movie news to talk about, some questions that you guys might have and whatnot. But again, we're on location, so none of my assets are here. So we don't have any sound. You know what? You guys can make the sounders for quickies and trailer talk and what's in the box. You guys have those memorized, right?
Oh, I remember. Actually, yeah, I think those I could do.
Okay.
Right.
Let's just get into some quickies then. So I'm gonna hit this imaginary sounder.
Okay, how's it? It's like. Oh my god! It's like zip.
Oh yeah.
I want Judge Judy.
All right, so people, ladies and gentlemen, the sidecar here. We are in the quickies portion of JBuck Live. The part of the show where we take some news items and quickly talk about them. Again, there's not much, so we're gonna have to stretch this one out. Bloodshot. I know that this was a huge accomplishment at the box office. A lot of people loved it, made a lot of monies, and then shut down movie theaters. Bloodshot 2 is in development as we speak, apparently. Vin Diesel's coming back as something. I don't even know what the character's name
Garrett
was.
Bloodshot.
Isn't it Bloodshot?
Is it Garrett Bloodshot?
I don't know. I just made that up.
Garrett Bloodshot coming back.
Garrett? Vin Diesel is a guy named Garrett.
Yeah,
It's hysterical. Oh.
Garrett Robinson, we're going to call him. He's coming back, that character, because at the end of the movie, for spoilers for people, he got his Bloodshot powers. Are you two excited for Bloodshot 2? Does the world need Bloodshot 2 right now?
I know that my eyes were bloodshot after leaving Bloodshot because I'd fallen asleep on it during it and for about an hour of it. So I don't need another one, but I mean, if people want to see it, then maybe it made some money on VOD. That's my guess, is maybe when it came out in VOD, it made some money and it warranted a sequel. But I guess Vin Diesel and Lamorne Morris will be back for another one.
Yeah, that's
I forgot
the
it was
thing.
Lamorne Morris.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I didn't see this.
Oh, you didn't see it. So,
I didn't see this,
so
but
do you want to see one? Do you want to see this come to like a trilogy or something?
I wasn't interested until you guys told me it was bad. And then I was like, I gotta watch Vin Diesel in a shitty superhero movie.
Garrett Bloodshot.
As Garrett.
Garrett Bloodshot.
I just want to see a scene where some like sexy European supermodel's like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Garrett."
Lives Garrett.
I can't even do. That's how deep my voice isn't. I tried to.
Garrett.
I tried
Yeah.
to move in.
Garrett.
That's hurting my throat. Apparently the budget was $45 million, and it only made 37. So.
But then VOD maybe.
Yeah,
because
VOD.
it was only available in the theater for
a small amount
weekend,
of time,
and then it came back. It was put back in the theaters, like it had resumed its run when the theaters came back.
I think if you're the studio and you made close to your budget, and you feel like you were ripped off by COVID, then you can use the star power of Vin Diesel to get a second movie and see if it's a property that could
actually work.
I think they probably went, this was a wash, and we don't know what the response truly was because it was cut short. So let's roll Vin's old ass out there again and see if he can get people.
Well, and that's the thing, is like, it's kind of like those properties that he loves and like grasp onto, like Riddick and whatnot. Because didn't he buy the rights to Riddick or something?
Riddick or Triple X.
Like he did some movie and then it paid for the rights, and then he basically was going off and doing all that.
I think he was an EP on the latest Riddick movies, the last couple. I want to say he was an executive producer on.
Did either of you guys listen to the Vin Diesel music single that he put out? Because Tyler's saying that he Vin Diesel scoop, maybe some inside scoop on Bloodshot 2. He is saying that Vin Diesel will have a song on the soundtrack.
I'm more likely, I would say, to see it, knowing that. I saw enough. I didn't listen to the whole song, but I heard enough to know that I want him to keep doing music.
It's so strange that I mean, honestly, 2020 is the bonkers, so anything can happen anymore. We got Dorito Chip, what's going on? Yes, they have kidnapped me. And then Mr. I-100, not interested if Vin Diesel says, I got family. I think that's the only way I am on board for it. Kieran actually brings up a good thing, another news story that I was going to bring up. The Scorpion King. Mm-hmm. Beloved movie that had straight to essentially, what was that, DVD at that time? Straight to DVD?
Well, the first one was in the theaters with The Rock.
Yeah, and because he guested, or he was the cameo.
In Mummy 2.
In the Mummy 2, yeah.
Yeah, and then...
To Mummy, to Dust, or whatever it's called.
To Mummy.
There we go. To the
Mummy Returns. And then, they did The Scorpion King, and then that was bad. And then they made the, 2 or 3 straight-to-DVD sequels. One of them had Randy Couture in it.
Oh, you even know who switched it up? Because I know I know The Rock was only, I think, in the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
And then they switched him out, so... Do you guys want to see this spin-off series of The Scorpion King? Do you think that honestly was all told in that flashback from The Mummy 2?
I wonder if it'll still continue on the lore of it all, or if it'll just go into its own thing.
Yeah, its own thing. I could see it completely going off and doing its own thing, because I had an article pulled up, but it's gone now. I don't know.
I just think if he's... This feels backwards to say, but if The Rock is the Scorpion King in this new movie, I want to see it. Mm-hmm. And if he's not, then I don't. Because if he's not, then it's just they'll get another half-assed MMA fighter to be the actor, and it'll keep being VOD fart boxes. But if it's The Rock in it, it'll get a huge budget, big team, and they'll put something epic into it. So I would be interested in seeing more. The character was basic enough. It's not like there was depth to the Scorpion King. He's just a badass guy in ancient Egyptian times or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's enough to get me to the theater.
Yeah. Let me switch this over and read this article. So apparently it is coming from the JBuck production company in Universal, from the person that wrote Straight Outta Compton, apparently.
Oh, well, that's me sold.
Yeah. I don't know.
Straight out of Cairo.
Yeah, straight out of Cairo. Boom, that's the first one right there.
Oh, wow.
I don't think The Rock will probably come back.
No, they said he's not going to be.
Oh, he's not going to. No. Do you think he'd come back for just a cameo?
Probably.
Just to
I would say
here you go.
I would say probably not normally, but it's also The Rock, so you never know what he does. A lot of fun stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, he's a businessman, and he's called box office Viagra because everything he touches just seems to make a bajillion dollars and whatnot. So yeah, that is the Scorpion King, everyone.
Box office.
Apparently, it's coming back. Tyler's saying cast Jason Momoa as the new Scorpion King. Was he the what was he in recently? The new Hercules or something?
Momoa has a show on Apple TV Plus, but The Rock was Hercules.
Yeah.
Was that who the Hercules was?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
There was there were 2 Hercules. There was one with The Rock, and then there was one with a no-name guy, and that one didn't do fucking anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say that no-name one was the one I was thinking about.
Yeah.
It was forgettable. I couldn't tell you a single thing about that movie. All I know about that movie is that it's not the movie
with the
where
no-name
Hercules throws a horse.
Yeah.
I just know it's not that movie.
That's The Rock one.
Yeah, The Rock.
Yeah.
He picks up a horse and throws it?
Yeah, they're charging at him, and he gets the horse and throws it into the air.
Was it a horse or a lion?
I'm pretty sure it's a horse because they're charging him.
Doesn't he fight a lion in that one?
Yeah, he definitely does.
Okay.
It's a gigantic. It's one of the 7 labors of Hercules.
Weird. Weird. Okay, so yeah, Scorpion King. I don't know. Again, 2020 is so weird where they're going back and they're kind of what properties do we have kind of already made up that we potentially don't have to put a bunch of money into to develop and whatnot. Continuing on, honestly, this whole show is just going to be us bullshitting and quickies probably. Next up is Quiet Place. Quiet Place 2. We haven't even seen.
Yeah, when's it?
It's been delayed till 2021, I think.
Okay.
But now there is a Quiet Place 3 spin-off movie for 2022.
Nope.
What are your thoughts on that?
What's it called?
A Quieter Place, I guess, maybe.
It's a spin-off, though?
It's a spin-off. That's what they're saying. So does this potentially give away spoilers of what could happen in this movie?
No.
Do you want to see more of the world? Do you think it's going to be a character? Do you think it's going to be a completely different time, 10 years in the future?
My guess would be that we'll meet the person who the spinoff is going to be about in Quiet Place 2. That'd be my guess. So.
I have 2 theories. One, that was the first thing I thought of. They have some character they've introduced in the second one that test audiences just love, and they'll take us with them. The other is the surviving members from the first movie could split up. The daughter seems to be coming of age, so I'm wondering if maybe she's going to go off on her own and separate from Emily Blunt. In either case, I'm kind of out. Like, I didn't want this to be a franchise. It was one and done almost. It was a great one movie. Now, they could change my mind. If the second one is awesome, then maybe let's see. But this is not something I was interested in. Of all the movies I saw that year, this was the last one I thought, let's get 5 movies out of this.
Let's see if we can find some data to see how this is apparently shaken out. Transition, people. There we go. Quiet Place 3 release, universe, spin-off. So yeah, creating a universe. So apparently it's based on John Krasinski's original idea. I have no idea what that is and what his original idea was.
I shouldn't talk so fast because that makes me back interested.
that it's based on his original.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want it to be a war. See, I'm wondering where the second one. None of us have seen it. So I'm curious on where the second one is really going to put us in the world, the lore, and everything like that.
Well, some people have seen it.
Yeah, I mean, a handful. None of us have seen it, so...
It ain't me.
Yeah, so right here, it's claiming a film based on an original idea from Krasinski. I mean, the thing is, with the aliens and the world, the way it works and everything, I think it's really cool, but it's just... How much more do you do in that world than what they've already kind of showed us in 1 and 2? Because it's like, why would you have a kid during that time? And then it's also showing, I'm assuming 2 is going to show the struggles of having a kid at that time.
And it also went back, I believe it goes back and forth between how it started and current. So
we're already getting essentially that opening, prologue?
Yeah.
Of The Last of Us.
Yep.
Where it's going to show us how everything went down and whatnot.
And that's all that's interesting. Is like, first you get dropped in the world and you're like, okay, what can happen here? And I feel like they tapped out all of the great shit you can do with the sound design, right? That was what was cool about it. And in the second one, you can go and explore, because that's what everyone wants to know, how did this happen? So you can go do that, but then what's there left to explore? After that, now you're just here. And I'm not interested in staying in a world that I don't have more to learn from. And maybe I'm under appreciating how creative these guys are. Maybe they can come up with some shit that I want to see. But I think I'm just worried it's going to be a never-ending list of how would you do this in that world, and it's going to be like on a boat or some shit.
How do you shave? How do you brush your teeth? All this stuff. Let's see what you guys are saying. A Quiet Place Part 3 in space, and maybe it'll be a small tie-in. With the world, like how Split turned out to be a sequel to Unbreakable. Imagine those 2 movies without glass. Maybe A Quiet Place does that, something similar to that. I don't know how exactly you could do that, but the thing is, the reason Split worked so good, I guess in my mind, is I didn't know it was connected. And then once they made that reveal, I was like, oh, all of this now makes sense. So I don't know. I think that there's an interesting place that you could put it. Tyler's saying the quietest place. Yeah. I don't know.
Obvious.
Let us know if you guys are looking forward to this or not.
I don't mind the Unbreakable treatment, but you can't tell us it's coming, because if you tell us it's coming, it's not Unbreakable. It's Cloverfield, and that is not working.
Yeah, no.
Like, you can't tell us this is part of a franchise and truly go over there. It doesn't work. It never does. So I don't know, but Kieran's also talking about Jordan Peele has a new movie on the calendar, and that's all I care about now.
Yeah, you want to talk about that? That I was gonna say that's on the list.
Is it one of your
stories? It's on the list. I don't know much of what is going on with it. Let me look it up. But I know that Jordan Peele, like, obviously Get Out, Us, people are hankering for another horror film from him because he does crazy stuff. But no matter whatever the details are, 2022 they said. Are you guys on for it no matter what?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm interested to see if and this could happen. This could be Tyler's comment. Peele had Get Out was like a lot of blue color, for at least for the advertising, and Us was a lot of red. So watch for him to go green and complete the primary colors trilogy, and that would allow him to do Cloverfield also. It could be green.
You really workshopping that one, huh?
Yeah, there's a long way around.
Man, if they called it the Primary Colored Trilogy, that's sick. Mm-hmm. And then go off and do like his next trilogy or something like that.
Like the Cornetto trilogy, right?
You know about that?
So the Cornetto trilogy is Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and
At World's End.
Okay. And the reason it's called that is, I think it's because of there's a candy or some sort of ice cream bar called a Cornetto, and there's some connection there. Like they had them on all the sets, or
it's like that's the one piece that ties all of them together.
That's the tie-in. They don't have anything to do with each other. They're just called that because of this Cornetto bar or something. I don't know. Maybe someone in the comments knows more about this, but I don't. I like it. I like that as an idea. Kind of like almost what are the three Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns that get tied together but aren't really sequels?
Fistful of Dollars and all
Good,
that.
the Bad, the Ugly, probably.
I think he's a single character through those, but they're like really detached movies that are meant to be considered part of a group. I think that's a cool thing. I like that.
Let's see here. Obviously, his first couple were talking about race and society. Won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. I don't think that there's any other. Apparently, we have a date, July 22nd, 2022. I will be there if movie theaters exist and all this stuff, but it's nice to know that potentially movies are still being made. I mean, everything's been getting pushed off and whatnot, but I'm on board.
Yeah, stuff's still getting made. It's just a matter of when it comes out. Like we heard on a podcast we were listening to that Paul Thomas Anderson's currently making a movie. So like he's filming something right now. So people are still making stuff with tests and all that stuff, but it's just a matter of when it all comes out and how stuff gonna get pushed based off of like, oh, this is a big weekend for this or that movie. Like, is stuff gonna get pushed for that, or is it just gonna be banger after banger for a while?
I don't think it's gonna be bang. I think people are gonna hold off and spread that money amongst things, because it's like we're in the minority where we're going to 3 movies a week potentially. Average person 3 movies a year. Maybe. Let's see here. Nolan is saying, let's do a Bird Box and Quiet Place crossover, because why not?
I will accept that if Quiet Place gets all the Infinity Gems and eliminates the timeline where Bird Box happened, because that movie is, I don't care.
There was another movie that Netflix did called Silence, I think, where it's playing into essentially Quiet Place.
Really?
Where I think there's like these birds or animals that are flying that can hear, and you have to be quiet.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course it was all going to happen.
Yep. When you get a good idea, that's what happens, people. Seth, you brought up a good point, though, of people are still filming things. There's COVID tests. There's a lot of new restrictions and stuff. Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World Dominion, I guess, just finished up filming. And they said that they had to go through 40,000 COVID tests throughout the process of filming. Smart? That's what you got to do? Or that those tests should have been put somewhere else?
I mean, the studios are losing millions by not making these movies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess 40,000 people weren't, who probably ended up being sick or actually needed tests, probably weren't getting them. But
well, they were saying the article I read was they used 40,000 to finish off, which again I was like, holy shit. But they said that everyone got tested multiple times a day, and they only had, I think it was less than 1% of people actually get it or have a positive.
And that's pretty consistent with most of the sets and things that I've heard. I mean, a lot of sore noses, I guess.
Yeah. And that would make you. I've had one done. It is not cool. But I have two responses to this. The first is like the I'm a movie guy answer, and it's like, I mean, if you want to get your movie out, you spend the money. That's what you have to do. But the like regular citizen in me thinks like there's probably a lot better and more important things we could have used all that time and energy on. But I also kind of want to see what they do with all those dinosaurs.
I know. I don't care. That's the bad thing is like I love the original one, and then obviously Lost World and. Is it just Jurassic Park 3? They didn't get they weren't creative
Yeah,
with that one. Just Jurassic Park 3 turned me off on it. But then the Jurassic World, what the fuck was the second one called? I don't even know what these.
World?
No. The Jurassic World, the second one. I don't even know what these movies are called.
Age of Extinction. No.
Age of Ultron.
Fallen Kingdom. There we go. Fallen. That was just in a house. It was in a house the whole time, aside from the opening and whatnot. Going back to the Jordan Peele thing though, Tyler saying apparently Captain Marvel 2 and Indiana Jones 5 come out on that exact same day of July 22nd.
It's the easiest choice I've ever made in my life.
Of going to the Jordan Peele one?
Yeah,
Jordan Peele over Captain Marvel.
He's going to Captain Marvel too.
I don't know,
4
man.
4 times over.
I know you're a bit. You got the popcorn tin. You have the cup of Captain Marvel. You are the core audience of Captain Marvel. I think you got to go to that one.
Would it change your opinion to know that I also had the cup and popcorn tin from Dark Phoenix?
Okay, that might change. That might change things up a little bit. Let's see here. What else do we have to talk about? I guess in the chat, let us know if there's any news items you want us to touch on, because we're just gonna keep going down the random list of stuff I pulled, because movie news is very sparse right now. Umbrella Academy. Both watched season 2.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Both liked it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Season 3.
Great.
It's in production. It's coming. Yes, no, maybe so.
No? Cancel it.
You want to cancel it?
I'm kidding.
The umbrella 2020 should not be the year of the umbrella. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Or 2021?
2021. There's gonna be too much coming out. I don't need this mediocre stuff. Just cancel it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I do enjoy that show, but yeah, I mean, I'll be excited when it comes out.
Yeah. I am looking forward to it as well, especially since. I think, was it Cody, you mentioned it to me? Someone turned me on to it originally, said that you'd watched a couple episodes, and I jumped into it, instantly hooked, binged through season 2, and especially where season 2 leaves things hanging, I'm very intrigued.
Hanging and banging.
Very much looking forward to it.
And from what I've seen online, everyone loves it. So this, to me, when I saw the news today, I was like, oh, that hadn't happened already? Like, duh. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't seem like a surprise. I don't even have a real reaction to it other than I already expected it to have happened.
Yeah, that's why I kind of wrote it down, was like, oh, were they not going to do that? Because I think that is like, in my mind, the two things run parallel. Mm-hmm. Umbrella Academy, The Boys. Yep, boom. Boys. And they both have something to really offer a certain group of people.
And they're both very well set up for their season 3s. I've enjoyed both of those shows a lot.
Well, and also The Boys, they're doing that spin-off, like high school, like
that's right,
college or high school, whatever the hell it is, where that's opening up a whole bunch of weird shit for sure. Mr. I-100 Sparrow Academy in season 3 for sure. Spoilers for people who haven't watched all the way through season 2, I guess. Let's see here. Didn't get much course since Marvel. Apparently WandaVision had an interview in EW. I didn't read this. I saw a cover. That's about it. But WandaVision is... Did they delay that? Or is that still coming out in December?
I think it's still coming out.
Still coming out in December. So at least Disney Plus, they have some stuff coming around, because Mandalorian season 2, which in a few minutes I want to talk about that episode, since I didn't do an episode recap this week, so we can talk about that for a little bit. But Disney Plus actually has some content coming to the platform, which is nice. God knows what's going to happen with some of those other Marvel shows that they had suggested were coming out, like Falcon Winter Soldier. Do you think that they're going to maybe take some of those and split them up and be like, here's 4 episodes, here's another 4 when we finish it?
Maybe.
I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about Disney Plus. I don't think they'll split things up too much. I think they've been able to get done what they needed to get that stuff out on time. Mm-hmm. But I think with Disney Plus, you said like, oh, they're actually coming out with content, because they really don't. I don't think people realize, but that's not really what they were ever selling, was new content.
No, they were selling nostalgia.
You want the library. Mm-hmm. Pay $6 a month for the library. Now we're going to get content, which is a great addition. But if I only ever go to Disney Plus once a year, it's not because Disney Plus is a bad app. It's because I wasn't using it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what I am. I don't pay for it. I'm still on a free Verizon.
Yeah, for it. I was gonna say I think my year, they had emailed me and said like, November whatever, we're gonna renew or just turn it off. And I'm like,
Turn mine off.
Turn it off?
I'll pay the last month to get Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll just buy it when I need it.
Well, and see, that's what I'm wondering if that's going to be the what people are going to, unless you have families, because I feel like that is the platform. It's a babysitter.
Totally.
100% a babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Falcon Winter Soldier finishing filming. Yeah, Disney Plus needs original content. They got hit at a bad point. They need. I don't know necessarily, because Cody, you make a great point of it's the library. What they need to do better, and maybe it's because I don't watch TV, actual TV, they need to be better about letting you know what is coming out. Mandalorian, obviously, everyone's looking forward to that, but other movies like Togo and I think there was one other movie, I found out a week after it came on the platform, so I was like, what is going on, Disney Plus? Like, let me know where and when I can get this content. So yeah, Disney Plus.
I thought Lady and the Tramp was coming out for 6 months, and it was out.
Oh yeah, I think wasn't that like a launch thing?
It was out the day of the thing.
Yeah.
I never watched it because I don't care really.
Yep.
But they have a really good show on there now called The Right Stuff, and I think it's a National Geographic production. I don't think it's produced for Disney Plus, but that is really good. So if people are looking for something to watch on Disney Plus, that's what I've been using it for. Really good.
Because that's that, isn't it like 3-part, I guess I don't know how many parts, but like documentary about the first people to space, or...
It's dramatic. Dramatic read. I don't know if... They use a lot of like... it's National Geographic, so you know it's pretty accurate, but it's still done dramatically with actors. So... but yeah, it's about the guys trying to become the first American in space. Really good.
All right, let's see here. Tyler is saying MCU shows on Disney Plus, giving us all the biggest case of blue balls. Yeah,
okay.
It's like it's coming. Don't you worry. It's coming. I almost feel like people out there that are big fans looking forward to it should just follow the route of Cartman from South Park when he's waiting for the Wii and just freeze himself, and we'll unthaw you.
You know what's funny is that, because I remember watching that episode. That episode gave me more anxiety about getting the Wii because of how improbable it felt. One. I was like, I'm not gonna ever get one. That's why I ended up overpaying for one on eBay.
Oh yeah, no, I remember it was so relatable because I think all of us did. Cody, did you ever get a Wii? Okay, Seth, I know you
with my Wii.
a lot, but
we would like to play. Yeah, finding a Wii was next to impossible, so they did a great job for that. Borat 2, we all loved it. The star that was the daughter, Maria Baklava, I guess, she got cast. She has representation now.
Okay.
From in America, I guess CAA, whoever, I don't know whoever that is. 24. She's 24, Bulgarian actress. I loved her in Borat 2. I mean, it was only a matter of time before she got something here in the States, I'm assuming.
Did she get cast in something, or did just she has?
I think
that
the news is just like, hey, obviously she was amazing. Someone needs to sign her. She was signed. Also, Seth, it is a slow news week, so give me a break. I could have pulled up 30 minutes of fan posters if you wanted that.
That'd have been okay.
Because that's what Screen Rant only has for their news stories, essentially.
That's what I'm gonna do after this. I'm gonna look at fan posters of her.
She's only 15.
She's only 15.
That's not true. That's not true, right?
I just said she's 24.
Okay. She's gonna get a ton of offers. I am very nervous for her. I saw some interviews, and she had not a very great grasp of the English language. And I don't know if it's because it was over streaming and she wasn't able to pick up on certain cues or whatever, but she doesn't seem very Americanized. So I think if you just took her and tried to stuff her into something very American, it might not go well. So I'll be interested to see what her first real big project is, but she'll have a shitload of offers. She's great look. She's funny. She obviously is a professional. She'll get looks. Yeah. But I'll be interested to see what she picks first and how she does it.
I'm wondering, the first thing that kind of popped into my mind was something similar to, not the lead role, but like a side character of like Atomic Blonde or something. Or even, hell, Black Widow, wherever they spin that off. I could see her being like the counterpart to Florence Pugh or something. I don't know.
If they had found her a year ago, she would be in Black Widow.
Oh,
There's no doubt.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Sophia Boutella is one like that.
Yes.
Where she I don't think she was ever going to really play American very well, but you could put her in some like exotic type role with an accent that's okay and should be great.
Yeah, who is the cuck who disliked this video, apparently? Let's see here. Now we wait to get a comic book, which is funny. You know what? This is one thing that we haven't even really, I guess we've talked about passing. Like, we haven't had a superhero Bloodshot. We haven't had, like, this has been, 10 years since we've had, like, a big in-theater superhero movie? Comic book movie this year? Or am I crazy? Am I missing something?
10 years since one.
Yeah. Well, no. Like, this is the first year that we haven't had.
Haven't had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to have 10, right? Like,
probably,
there was going to be Wonder Woman 2 or 3 MCU movies this year. So what? Black Widow, Doctor Strange, and
Eternals.
Was that over the summer?
That was supposed to be this. I think Widow was supposed to be April. Eternals was supposed to be like November or something.
Yeah, and we had. Did they put out the? Oh no, Dark Phoenix was last year. There were going to be
New Mutants.
New Mutants.
Oh yeah, New Mutants. Okay, wow. Never mind.
So there was
and that came out this year.
Yeah. So. God, everything that has come out though, it's kind of just been over the head and whatnot.
I think where that's a bummer is that you don't. They've monopolized the superhero movie. Like, no one's making. There's not an independent superhero movie. There's not like a. You didn't know about this comic book character, but some small studio is bringing him out. It's only going to be the huge $1 billion superhero movies. Well, and I don't think that's awesome.
That goes back to The Boys and Umbrella Academy. I mean, essentially small comics that no one really even knew about.
Yeah.
I guess, I completely forgot about these two. Tyler saying Venom 2 and Morbius. Morbius! The living
I wish we
vampire.
lived in that world. Well, we've already seen both of those, and probably we're shit-talking them to no end.
And it's setting up, like, Spider-Verse and all of that stuff.
Spider-Man.
Also, Mr. I-100, he mentioned this because I was going to talk about Disney released a schedule of the next 8 years of their movies. But they delayed Free Guy and Death on the Nile. So obviously
Wonder delayed too.
Next, indefinitely, I think.
Really?
It was supposed to come out around Christmas.
Yeah, like December 22nd, I think.
Yep. So all of those movies are...
They should just put Free Guy out.
They
just
should.
Put it out.
Yeah, just put it on...
It's not going to make $1 billion. Put it on.
I think that would be a good...
Or Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus is doing that with Soul and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I think that they got to start doing something with those movies because they're really building up. One of the main topics, again, this is all kind of just conversation. Seth, I know you're a big fan of Harry Potter.
Harry Potter!
I don't know if you're a fan of Fantastic Beasts.
No!
But, as you know, Johnny Depp, he's out of there.
Kaputski.
He's Kaputzi as Grindelwald.
Ski.
He's out of there. Actually, Cody, do you like Harry Potter, Fantastic Beast? Do you dabble with that?
Are you fucking with me, or do you...
I don't know. I don't know. I knew he was a big fan because of all the video games and stuff.
I couldn't remember if we had this conversation. My relationship with Harry Potter, I loved when we were growing up the first 4 books, and everything after that I didn't like.
It got too adult for him.
It became something I never asked it to be. Like, when they got into, like, the really high level, we're saving the world type stuff, I was like, I don't really care. Like, I cared when it was a kid at
Kill
school.
this snake. Fight this chessboard.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I fell off, and I was of age. Like, but I had waited for a while between 4 and 5. So I didn't read from 5 on. But I loved all the movies. Really enjoyed those. And then when Fantastic Beasts came on, it was like 10 minutes into the first Fantastic Beast, I was like, hard pass. This is awful.
Okay.
And I fucking hated the first one. And I promised myself I'm never seeing another Fantastic
So
Beast.
you didn't see 2?
Didn't see the second.
Okay, did you see 2? Okay, so that brings me up to speed on kind of the backstory of how your fandom of Harry Potter is or whatever. But yeah, Johnny Depp, obviously, how no one knows what the fuck is actually going on between him and Amber Heard and whatnot. She is coming back for the Snyder Cut, apparently, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it came out that Disney is not allowing Johnny Depp to come back as Grindelwald.
Warner, you mean?
What?
Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers, yeah. What'd I say?
Disney.
Oh, Disney, yeah. No, Warner Brothers, my
I
bad.
think Disney still wants him to do Jack Sparrow.
Oh, really?
I don't know what the latest update is.
Because I know that who'd they bring in? They're bringing in some female as the lead.
I'm not sure.
For the next God, I can't remember who that is.
I don't care.
But yeah, they're saying that Mads Mikkelsen is coming in to replace Johnny Depp.
Way better. Should have been
yes, no,
way better.
Yeah,
I mean,
way better.
From the beginning, this shouldn't have been. The whole story should have been Grindelwald anyway. It
yeah.
started from that anyway. So that's where they went wrong with the movies, is that they tried to tie it into this book series, and I think they tried to tie in the whole Grindelwald story, which is the last remaining interesting story from the movies.
From the
books. Or at least like the biggest remaining hole. And they tried to tie it in with like this book series that kind of has some popularity. And they cast a star and like, okay, you'll be this character and we'll do this beast story, which some people like because they like to see the different creatures and stuff, but you have to be really into Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. Like the actual action story that's left that really kind of kicks off the whole Harry Potter universe in a way is the Grindelwald story, and they didn't start from the beginning. They tied it in, and they should have just done that from the beginning, cast someone, because like, even that whole thing with Colin Farrell to Johnny Depp, that was weird. Like they should have just started with that story from the beginning and said, here, we'll cast a young Dumbledore to start that off, and we'll create this new universe off Dumbledore, which is a character we'll just make him really young and start him off with that story. But instead they went a dumb route.
Yeah, they definitely kind of like, because obviously the Fantastic Beast is just a small, like I remember someone was looking for it for Christmas one time, and it is a thin book. Mm-hmm. It is literally just like a handbook of like, these are animals in this world.
Story.
And it's extremely padded. I'm curious, chat, if you are fans of Fantastic Beasts or Harry Potter, let us know your thoughts on this. But I did not like the first movie. The second one completely felt like just a train wreck, and anything that they kind of set up with the characters, I felt like just kind of fell apart. And then that reveal, I guess, at the end, I mean...
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in a movie. Because we're like, not only do we not... You have a movie, in America, you're showing a movie filled with accents, using nonsense words, and your main villain is a character we never see, whose name we can't pronounce, and you're just going to go, Grindelwald, at the end and expect us to react? Like, first of all, most of us are being introduced to that character for the first time.
Oh, like, I hadn't a damn clue who he was.
Yeah, I know
he's
a lot
mentioned
of people,
in the part one movie, I think he's mentioned.
Yeah. With like the flashback.
Yeah.
And barely even then. So unless you've read the books, and I would argue that more people seeing the movies haven't read the books, and unless you have, you're not going to react to Grindelwald. And even if you know who Grindelwald is, you don't know he looks like Johnny Depp. Mm-hmm. So that was the dumbest way of handling that. I think they were trying to go for like the Harry Potter book 1 twist where he's on the back of his head.
Yep.
And you're like, wait, that guy is actually the actual bad guy? And I get that as a twist. But we were reacting at the end of the first movie to there's a face on the back of his head, not to holy shit, that's Voldemort who we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So it was, I don't know.
Well, also J.K. Rowling has written both scripts, and I think she was kind of being masturbatory in a way with just like writing all these, pretty much writing all these characters and
look at all these beasts.
Yeah, pretty much. Without she wasn't writing as someone who was writing a movie. She was writing as an author. Well,
and another thing is like, okay, go into the casting. Cool, Johnny Depp gets $10 million for essentially doing nothing. Mads Mikkelsen, I love him and what he does. I think he's awesome, especially since he does... I'm curious if he'd be down for this. I know that he's done some weird things, like he's done video games with Kojima and whatnot. What I was going to say, though, is does this set some weird double standard for Warner Brothers since they're still keeping Ezra Miller in the mix? From what we've heard. From what we've heard, because again, God knows what's happening with him and Flash and that weird video that came out, but he is still apparently in Fantastic Beasts 3, from what I know.
I know what I think. What do you think?
I guess I don't know enough about the Ezra Miller story to fully comment.
I don't think anyone does. We just saw a video and some weird backlash, but there's been no confirmation of what came of that.
And I know the Johnny Depp one still is weird and stuff going on with Amber Heard, so it's all weird. I don't know. I mean, I think in terms of Harry Potter, I think they honestly should just scrap it all, because Nolan mentions in the chat that that Newt really has no reason to be involved with it, and that's just because they didn't know how to plan it all. They just kind of went with a movie. And yes, they set things up, but again, I think the problem was J.K. Rowling being involved in writing it. So I mean, I think they should just scrap it all and just do the Grindelwald story and do it all from the beginning with a young Dumbledore. Even Jude Law was good as Dumbledore, so just bring him back. Because that's the parts of the movies I like. When they went back into the lore of Harry Potter and I almost said Newt Gingrich for some reason.
Newt Gingrich is in there, people. He does sound like a Harry Potter villain or whatever.
Oh, man.
Newt Gingrich.
I haven't thought about Newt Gingrich in a
Newt
while.
Scamander.
Newt Gingrich.
But like, and then you see Nicholas Flamel. They had Nicholas Flamel in the Sorcerer's Stone and stuff like that in there. And then they're getting into the Deathly Hallows and all that. So it's like that. That's the stuff that could be really
build that out then.
Exactly, and that's like another reason why I'm excited for the Harry Potter game, that RPG that's coming out, because you build your own story, you build this whole universe and play through it all. Like build something from the beginning instead of just like some weird thrown in. Because by the time you even meet Newt Scamander in the first movie, he's already like established person like in this world. You know, he's an author and stuff like that. So even there's not a lot of great character. He's pretty much the same character through the first two movies entirely.
Well, and actually, Cody, I want to hear your opinion before I kind of state what I was going to say.
Okay, so I have a lot of... So, okay. I don't think for Harry Potter the desire should be to create a 5-film franchise. I think what you can do with Harry Potter that really works is take several different smaller narratives and make a bunch of Rogue One. Make a bunch of Rogue
anthologies.
Ones. Yeah.
Or, yeah.
That's where the opportunity is for me. Show me Nicholas Flamel creating the Sorcerer's Stone. That's a movie I want to watch. But this whole thing where they're like, we need 5 movies. Let's start with Newt Scamander. Everything about that is incorrect. I think what this eventually comes down to, the Ezra Miller versus Johnny Depp thing, is they haven't committed money to Johnny Depp yet. They can quickly and cheaply get him out. And that's not a problem for them.
Part of the story is that they paid him a shitload of money.
Yeah, but not as much as they paid for that Flash movie. And
yeah.
You can't take Ezra Miller out of the Harry Potter movie and leave him in the Flash movie. And so I think they want to get the Snyder Cut out before they do anything with Ezra Miller. They may still kick him out, but I think if there's a disconnect, that's part of why. They don't have as much money in Johnny Depp right now as they do for Ezra Miller. That's just what I think. That's me being cynical, but...
Let's see here. Nolan is saying Fantastic Beast would have been a great TV show. Maybe kind of like almost...
People would watch that. This week
Beast
we're
of
going
the
to
Week
hunt
or
the
whatever.
Hipposaurus.
Yeah.
And then they go get that. Yeah.
Like that little one. That. Wasn't there one that liked little shiny coins or something? That would have been a fun episode.
Yeah, it was fucking adorable. Like that's what that's for.
Newt just goes on crazy adventures and runs into these people instead of being the most important part. Once both of you were talking, it does make a lot of sense of... Sure, maybe make the first one Fantastic Beasts, but then split off and do Nicholas Flamel, do off just a Deathly Hallows, like 3 people running into them. Like it could have been just a complete one-off of these random characters, but they introduced the lore and stuff around it. Because what'd they say, 5 movies with Fantastic Beasts?
There's no way.
No.
There's no way they get to 5.
Well, it's all going to be Grindelwald stuff.
Yeah.
By the time
Don't call it Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, because those movies still made money.
Grindelwald waddle.
But I think they'll still end up getting to make those movies. It'll just turn into Grindelwald movies with somehow Newt Scamander wedged in there.
I guess that's our thoughts on it. I don't know. Do you guys have any other closing things before we throw it over? I guess people let us know if you think Fantastic Beasts should continue on to the 5 movies, or they should just kind of abandon that. And that's the thing, is you have to almost leave the title, because it used to be Harry Potter, and because it's Harry Potter, but Fantastic Beast subtitle,
title :
subtitle. And you hate that. Hate that.
Yeah, just put the franchise and whatever number it is. It's that easy. Yeah, we're not, American audience aren't quite that stupid, is what I think. But I-100 was talking about Margot Robbie is in the Pirates movies. And I was not a fan of the Pirates movies, the original franchise, but I'll watch that. Because I'm hopeful that they've changed up enough of the creative. I don't think it'll be Jerry Bruckheimer again. So I'm hopeful, and with her at the top, I think that could be cool. So I'll give that a chance, but I was not a fan before.
I'd be down for some women pirates kicking some ass, going after that booty and whatnot.
Booty.
Fanjuxture saying, of course it should continue. I'll never get the mentality of trashing an entire franchise just because some people didn't like the last one. Yeah.
You trash it because the whole thing was a bad idea.
Yeah.
And the second one was bad because they
just didn't know what to do with it, I guess. The thing is, that's IP that's priceless. Like, it is.
Yeah.
Lots of monies.
I guess Fanjuxture I guess what I'm saying, because I do think scrap it. I don't think it's going where they want it to. And I don't say scrap it because the second one was bad. I think scrap it because the whole thing was a bad idea. and what I dislike is when Hollywood gets attached to something and they feel the need to keep doing it because. But what we've just seen this with someone just rebooted something that's pretty fresh and it's worked. Batman looks like it's going to work.
Okay.
And we just had Batman. So it's like you can churn stuff. Some people are going to bitch and moan, but they're not the majority. The majority of people will just go to the next Harry Potter movie. So if you scrap this and do a new one, this whole thing that people are going to be confused or hate it because they wanted to see what's his name that won the Oscar? Eddie Redmayne. Yeah. Want to see Eddie Redmayne mumble for another 3 movies? I don't.
Fanjuxture does have kind of a rebuttal or whatever was they didn't scrap Fast and Furious after the 3rd one.
No, but they retooled it.
They did retool it. 4 did not work. 5 is, again, they brought in The Rock, box office Viagra, and they accepted that this is family and stupid stuff with cars because they are dragging a goddamn safe down the streets of Brazil in the 5th one. That gets comical, and it works because people want to see over the top. Same with the stupid skyscraper movie. There's a guy with one leg that jumps 47 feet into a burning building. Yeah. That right there has... the thing is, it's a toss of the coin. Like you're saying, Fast and Furious, they retooled it. Fantastic Beast, retool it. I don't know how. Throw Newt in the background that you run into. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Again, it's money, it's politics. I don't know how the studio system works and whatnot. Tyler is saying Pirates movie is being written by the same woman that did Birds of Prey.
Oh, good.
Yes. Bring The Rock into Fantastic Beasts.
I would vote for that.
Yeah.
If The Rock plays Grindelwald, I will go to every
Is there another character that he could potentially...
No, they don't have blacks in those movies.
What?
They don't have black people in those movies.
No, to see a jacked wizard, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
But they don't do that in those movies.
They don't have black people in that world? Well, I thought there was...
Dean Norris.
Yeah, that guy.
It's Dean Thomas.
Or Dean Thomas.
Because isn't that the dude from How to Get Away with Murder?
Dean Tom... No, he was a kid. I don't know what else he was in. But he was a kid. And the other black person they have is Lavender Brown.
There you go.
And she, in the movies, fun fact, is played by a black actress for all the movies where she's background. But then when that character becomes a love interest to Ron, she's recast as white. Swear to God.
Wow. And they don't even... Wow.
They don't say anything.
Wow. So, people, even Hogwarts is whitewashed and everything. Wow. One last thing before we kind of wrap up or whatever, and we kind of mentioned it a little bit about Amber Heard being in the Snyder Cut, all that stuff. It came out that we potentially might get, because Jared Leto's Joker is coming back apparently in some format. We're going to get a scene or a look or exactly how Robin died. Mm-hmm. 2 questions. Do you want this? And how long is this going to be? Time-wise.
The limit does not exist. I think he'll keep getting money. I don't know what WB thinks it's going to gain from this, but it's a lot. And they think if they just let him do his thing, enough people will watch it on HBO Max to somehow make them... I don't get the entire thing, but I'm glad it's happening. And... At this point, I've already consigned myself to this is going to be a day of my time.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes out, and I'm just okay with that. So whatever they want to show me. If they want to show me Robin losing his virginity, I'm fine with that too. I don't care what. If they want to show me Alfred and his maybe there's an 8-minute up montage of his marriage that he had before he met the Wayne family.
That's how it opens up instead of Batman. Actually, the heartbreak part of that montage is the parents getting shot again.
Yeah, exactly. So like, give me all that. Give me a cutaway animated 25-minute short from Pixar. I'm fine with that.
You got to get Randy Newman in there for music.
Randy Newman, whatever it is you want, I'm fucking fine.
Batman get shot.
Seth, what about you?
I lost my train of thought.
So. Robin, and how long is this movie going to be? Or how many days is this movie? Because that's the thing is, Cody, you're right. I'm going to have to set aside 4 hours probably.
And then you'll do content about it. Like a day of your time will go to that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, sure.
You don't have any...
I don't really care.
Yeah, you don't care.
I don't.
I don't care. I'm curious. I want to know. And then the thing is... I was gonna say, and then the conversations can be done, but it won't. It's just gonna keep going and going and going. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things for sure. Tyler's saying Robin just gets crushed by an anvil, Looney Tune style. I'd be down for that. You've got a bat friend in me. Right there, Nolan. I think that they need to go with that and throw it in there. But the thing is, with the news, almost every single week, more and more news of the Snyder Cut comes out, and more of it is just characters that I don't know how they belong in this movie, and it's almost like he's making, you know how Marvel set up 4 or 5 movies and then had a team up? This movie is all those movies plus that team up movie. So it's gonna be, I don't know, I mean, all those DC people out there, I'm sure you're looking forward to it, but I'm just curious on how all of this is gonna shake out. Plus they originally said, what was it, 30 million? And then 50 million, then 70 million, and now it's like 100 million.
They're making
you're making the whole movie over again.
Phase 2 of the DCE is what's in production.
Yes, 100% for that. Let's see here. Eventually, all of us will be cast in the Snyder Cut for sure. Strange things are happening in Gotham. Yeah, that's kind of who knows?
Do you guys remember that? We just watched the Rick and Morty episode with the crew.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're doing for the Snyder Cut, is they're just getting everyone to go, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Get him in there, like, the Flash. I don't know who's going on there or whatever. Yeah, Johnny Depp in the Snyder Cut. Put in Edward Scissorhands somehow. That is kind of all the news. Again, we don't have any segments, we don't have any sounders, we don't have anything like that. Is there anything pressing news-wise or anything you wanted to kind of recap before we shut this some beach down? Seth, over to you.
I don't have nothing.
You got nothing.
I got nothing.
Cody, what about you?
I would say The Right Stuff on Disney Plus. Big recommend. Mm-hmm. I'm really, really enjoying that lately. That's been a show that I've found my way to. Other than that, I don't know. Like, I have so much free time to not watch election coverage. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it on now. So I don't know. I would say shouts out to that show and encourage folks to watch it. But other than that, I'm just excited to see, whenever a movie gets put out in theaters, I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Oh crap, Mandalorian. We haven't even talked about that. We'll talk about the Mandalorian right before we wrap this sumbitch up. I didn't do an episode 2 recap because I was feeling lazy that day. I didn't want to set everything up, but we all watched it. Mm-hmm. I think it was a little bit. The first episode was so cool to live up to. It was a blockbuster because they even did stuff on like IMAX. I think this one feels like straight up. It felt like a video game side quest to me. Deliver this person, protect the eggs. Yeah. The frog lady, awesome. Creepy crawlers, didn't like. But I'm curious on where it's going to go. And this episode reminded me more of season 1. Yeah. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are, though.
It reminded me of more of what
the Hey Mando episode.
No, I mean I'm entertained by it. Mm-hmm. It reminded me more of season 1, where it has episodes like this where yes, it's gonna matter at the end, but I wasn't like super jacked by it. I wasn't super super into it. I enjoyed parts of it. I enjoyed the frog lady. I enjoyed the child eating the eggs, but otherwise it was it was
an episode.
Yeah, it got us to the next point. So. Mm-hmm.
I love all Mandalorian as I love all Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to catch me saying that this was bad or a waste of time, but it doesn't do much to advance the story. I'm hopeful that this sets up some important things that will come back around later. I don't think that will happen. I think this is a filler episode. And you were always going to get one after what all went on in episode 1. I mean, we got a huge... If you got everything you wanted in episode 1, then it makes sense that they would withhold for episode 2. They just can't keep giving us great shit. And I guess the obvious response is that, like, cut the season in half and just give us the important episodes, but then they're not important episodes. Then that's just the pace at which the plot moves. So... It's not my favorite episode. It's not one I'll go back to often. It very video gamey. Even the fucking enemies were a bunch of little spiders, some bigger spiders, and then the big spider. Yeah. So I hated the spiders. But yeah, it just didn't do much for me. But episode 1 was great enough that like who cares?
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing is like going back and not knowing what season 1 was gonna reel out to us, where it's like 1 week everyone's raving about it, then next week it's like, oh, he went and liberated a town. And that's kind of what this felt like. But I'm curious, because he didn't even deliver the frog lady, so I'm curious if episode 3 is just going to pick up and be like, I already delivered her, or is she going to be someone that's going to kind of continue on? Hopefully it's just like, dropped you off at the pond, here's the lily pad, off to the next thing.
If this whole season is an escort mission for the frog lady, I'm going to be pissed.
I don't know. They've released a poster for her. So frog lady has a poster. She's got her own poster now. So.
I don't hate her, but I just don't like the escort. If we're just going to go through a series of escort missions.
Yeah, it's literally a video game escort.
The thing with the eggs is so dumb.
Yeah.
Tyler and Fan Gesture were talking about it, I think.
The child's quest, eat all the frog eggs before they extinct, real life sperm bank. People just love to be offended by something.
I just don't. Ugh. It's a green alien eating frog eggs on a frozen moon of a galaxy that's not this. Enough levels of disbelief. I don't care if this is a pro-life or pro-choice thing.
I will say I wasn't offended, but I thought it was fucking weird because that is like she said that's the last of her species.
Yeah.
He's sitting there continuing to eat them like a psycho.
Yeah, he's like. No.
And Mando's like, quit it.
Yeah.
She doesn't fucking care.
Yeah. If that was a side mission about him like traveling the last sperm of people, and
I got to deliver this semen.
It's the last sperm we have.
Oh, and God.
Then like some baby Yoda child is eaten.
If you want to see that, I can give you some links.
Yeah. Ugh. All right, people. No. So that's our thoughts on episode 2. I'm curious on where episode 3 is going to turn up and whatnot. Nolan is saying I thought the episode did a good job of showing Mando's character, though. He wants to be smart and wait it out, but is reminded of his duty to keep his word.
That's a good comment.
Yeah. I did like that, and the way I'm a big fan of frogs, and the way that the frog was jumping, that was cool. Side quest nature for sure. I hope these people who are offended don't eat caviar.
No shit. I think Mando's gonna. They've been giving us big time character development with Mando that you're never gonna notice because he's wearing a helmet. I think it's that simple. Like Nolan's right. He grew in that episode, and we all missed it. And we're paying close attention. So
yeah, because the creepy colors and a frog lady and the little tiny child. Seth, did you have anything? I think I cut you off. No, you got nothing.
No.
Anyways, ladies, gentlemen, that was all of our germs, alligators, whoever's watching. That was our kind of makeshift on location. In the SoCo studios, JBuck Live and everything like that. Yeah, what SoCo West?
SoCo West.
SoCo West, yeah. But thank you all for hanging out. That was our kind of a throw together episode. We are recording a SoCo show after this, their podcast, and then also a Movies and Nonsense podcast as well. Do you guys have any plugs or anything before I shut this down?
I don't think so. Just, go ahead and do the normal show one plugger.
Just keep on plugging.
Well, so the SoCo show, you can find us on all the podcast platforms, SOCO show. We are going to be on this channel, JBuck Studios YouTube page, next week on Thursday.
Holy crap.
The 19th. Yeah, it's our live show, our monthly live show is happening.
That's next week?
Next week.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay.
So they're coming up fast. So hope to see a lot of you guys on there. And then finally, my mom told me once, she said, I don't care what you do, Cody, you will never be on JBuck Live. Well, I'm here, Mom. I'm here.
Yes, throw it in Fanny's face right there. Boom. You made it big. Thank you all for hanging out. Nolan, Fanjecture, Kieran, Mr. I-100, Jay, Tyler, all you guys. Thank you so much. I don't have a closer or anything, so we're just gonna shut this sumbitch down. Unless do you guys know what the closer song is?
It's just the same thing.
Okay. You guys can sing it, and we will see you guys next time.
What a vacation all
I ever wanted.
He's trying to cover it up so you don't get copyright strike.